Each year we ask the president of our Student Athlete Advisory Council to speak and reflect on their time at Providence College. At this time I would like to welcome to the stage, once again, Colin Miller from the men's soccer team. Colin?
Good evening, everybody. Before I get into my speech tonight, I just want to thank everybody for being here, as well as give a special thank you to the other members of the Student Athlete Advisory Executive Board. And if you could please hold your applause to the end, because I want to say a little memento about everybody. But thank you to Giuliana Pellegrini of the women's soccer team, who served as our vice president this past year, Bridget Riley, who served as our secretary of the women's swim team, and Pat Boyle from the men's swim team, who served as our social media representative, for their contributions and sacrifices they made throughout the academic year, as well as Jennifer Cunningham and Anthony Mendez for their mentorship to the entire Student Athlete Council and for tirelessly working towards protecting the welfare of our entire student athlete body. Some of the events that were accomplished this past year include, but not limited to, Project Providence, the Walking Rec Van, Project Goal, the Big East Food Drive, Never Alone in Friartown, Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund, the Mandel Leadership Academy, and Giving Day. And I wanted to finish with Giving Day because this year was the first year that we had 100% participation from the student athletes that gave back. So every single one of us in the room tonight made a donation back to the athletics department, which is Giving Day's only been around for 2 years, but this is the first year that this has been 100% participation from the student athletes. So I wanted to recognize everybody in this room. If you could give yourselves a round of applause for that accomplishment. With that being said, I would also like to congratulate our new exec board that will be responsible for holding down the fort, as well as continuing on to build on what's already been accomplished by the current chapter as well as the previous chapters of the council. So I'm proud to announce that Maddie Snow of women's swimming and diving will be our president next year. Hadley Tate of softball will be our vice president. And Carrie Moyer of field hockey will be our secretary. And Jared Magazine, who's actually down in Florida right now, couldn't be here tonight, will be our social media representative. So you can just give them a round of applause for leadership going forward. As we gather tonight to congratulate the accomplishments of our 19 athletic teams over the 2017-2018 academic year, it's also important to reflect on how far we have come. Back in 2014, my fellow seniors and I were stumbling onto campus, eager but nervous about what the future had in store. We had high hopes of making our 4 years the best yet, but ultimately had little insight into the true demands of what the life of a student athlete entailed. Fast forward to spring 2018, and we were all graduating, bracing ourselves for what new obstacles we will encounter once we leave Friartown. One of the major takeaways that my fellow seniors and I will take with us when we leave here are the relationships that we have formed with teammates, roommates, classmates, coaches, professors, counselors, as well as Dominicans. All of us came in as strangers, but we leave as family. In any family, there will always be disagreements, hardships, and trying times, but they are overshadowed by all the love, laughter, and happiness that will prevail those moments of adversity. Throughout our lives, it is inevitable that we will all experience trauma of some form or degree. Whether we've already experienced it or we are fortunate to skate scot-free up through tonight, we will all experience some form of trauma. When we encounter that moment or those moments, it will be imperative that we remember that we are never alone, especially when you are in Friartown. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of our life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. The event Never Alone in Friartown that featured Kate Fagan and Shmuka Holskull was awarded the Outstanding Event Award of 2018 from Providence College, which has most recently been awarded to BOP for black and white ball in 2017. The event spoke volumes to the direction that not only the athletics department is going to bring awareness to mental health and mental illness, but also the support from the college as a whole. Our athletic director, Mr. Bob Driscoll, asked the same three things of every student athlete here at Providence College. 1, to compete for championships. 2, to be a great teammate. And 3, he asked for a 100% graduation rate. More often than not, as athletes, we're evaluated on wins and losses and not the championships we have accumulated. However, almost all of us will go pro in something other than our sport. It's not necessarily the wins and losses, but rather the life lessons such as sacrifice, overcoming adversity, and the relationships that we have formed along the way that will carry us into our various career fields. These are the traits that will continue to help us persevere when we become mothers, fathers, managers, CEOs, and more. I say this because I truly believe it. We have built a foundation on hard work, perseverance, and being a great teammate. And if you ask Kevin Miles in 10 years, they're still going to be the top 3 traits that employers are looking for potential job candidates. That was a joke, but in all seriousness, it's the truth. Thank you to my coaches and their extended staff. Craig Stewart, John Mark Andrade, Dave DeMello, Paul Latif, Chris Wazzy, Carl Spratt, and Bernard Walls for taking a chance with me and developing me into the player and man I am today. Thank you to Coach White and the rest of the strength and conditioning staff who have taught me that being prompt, coachable, and a great teammate, as well as giving everything I have each and every day, are applicable to life and not only the weight room. Thank you, Father Shanley, Bob Driscoll, Jill LaPointe, Steve Knapp, Kyle Murphy, Joe Nicastro, Ashley Moccasin, Arthur Parks, John Rock, and Dave Longo for the continuous dedication to protecting and fostering a complete student-athlete experience that is built upon but not limited to academic excellence in the pursuit of truth, growth and virtue, and service to God and neighbor. Thank you to all the Dominicans who are a true extension to our rosters and for constantly reminding us that we are always greater together and will accomplish more with greater satisfaction than we ever will alone. Finally, thank you to my mom, dad, and brother who, for all the unconditional love they've given me over the years, and although they can't be here tonight, I always know they're with me in spirit. During my time here at Providence, I've been fortunate enough to have been surrounded by people who have helped me grow into the man I am today. We've all been peers and spectators at some point in our life, but now it is time for us to turn a new chapter that will prompt us to be leaders and innovators. At the beginning of the school year, I said that we were going to be challenged in ways in which we have never been before. Going forward, we will continue to be challenged. However, the set of tools that Providence College has equipped us with will have us ready to take on the challenge or any challenge that may come our way. I'll finish tonight the same way I concluded in the fall at our student-athlete kickoff and leave everyone with 2 quotes. First quote reads, "God only gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers," meaning we're only ever going to be given what we can handle in life, nothing more, nothing less. It is important to rely on friends and loved ones because as much as we would like to think that we can do everything on our own in life, life is not a one-man job. Second, simply, never be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of life, and each and every one of us have failed thousands of times, and it's simply because we're human. It is great to try new things, meet new people, go different places, not like them, because each time you do so, you learn a little bit more about yourself. Just remember that when you're going through a moment of adversity, embrace it, because you're growing. Thank you to all the student athletes who've entrusted me with the responsibility as your president. You will be in great hands next year, and thank you, and God bless Friartown.
It's one of the best student-athlete speeches I've heard. Well done.